We are a visitor centre in the heart of Edinburgh, just right next to Edinburgh Castle, and we represent the whole Scotch whisky industry to tell the story of Scotch to visitors that come to visit the city. So we have a whole range of different tour experiences. So there's something for the complete novice who just wants to tick off the whisky box when they're here in Scotland and learn a little bit about it, up to masterclasses and even full day training events for people that maybe work in the drinks industry or that are real whisky connoisseurs. So our basic tour lasts about 1 hour and covers everything that you would expect. So by the time you've left here, you've found out about exactly what single malt Scotch whisky is, a bit about its history and heritage, how it's made, the 5 whisky producing regions in Scotland where that whisky comes from.
So there are 5 whisky producing regions in Scotland, which are the Lowlands, the Highlands, Speyside, Carrollton and Ireland.
We've also introduced blending to you, and you'll discover exactly what blended Scotch whisky is, how it differs from single malt, and its unique heritage and how it's very connected to Edinburgh as a city. And of course tasting, so we can't forget that. Everybody enjoys a taste of whisky which they get to choose, so you can choose a whisky that suits your palate, and then we'll take you through the 5 steps of nosing and tasting to make sure you leave with the ability to really appreciate all the different flavours and characteristics locked up inside a single malt or blend that you've chosen. And that tasting takes place here, which is the world's largest collection of Scotch whisky. This beautiful, inspiring backdrop, which is hopefully that final moment where everybody realises that they in fact love Scotch whisky and leaves here with a real passion for spreading that word. So we've been lucky to have this collection sited with us here for the last 9 years. It was actually put together by one individual, a Brazilian businessman named Clive Vidas, who had a passionate enthusiasm for Scotch and bit by bit started collecting whisky, perhaps buying 2 bottles, one to open and enjoy with his friends and one to put aside and collect. And over 35 to 40 years, the collection amassed, and we now have 3,384 individual and unique unopened bottles of Scotch whisky. They're just the best industries to work in Scotland. You know, something that's all about people, that's all about passion, about history, about tradition, but also about innovating and changing and moving with the times and taking that message all over the world. So whisky does that in a bottle, where you can buy a bottle of Scotch in your local shop or taste it at a bar. And visitors, of course, do that as well. When they've come to Scotland, they'll return to their home countries all over the earth and take that little bit of the story of Scotland with them. So I just think it's a privilege to be able to work somewhere that just pulls those 2 industries so closely together.